Jai Jai Shama, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Pyari Shama, Pyare Shyam, Pyaro Sri Varsano Dham. All pilgrimages are good, but Vrindavan is the highest, because it is the home of Radha and Krishna even today. Radhe Radhe, welcome to Krishna Bhakti Ras 42.
जय जय नंद यशोदा दुलार, गिरिवरधारी गोपाल। जय जय नंद यशोदा दुलार, गिरिवरधारी गोपाल। गोपाल गोपाल Gopal Nandalal.
Today's katha is about an old saint who was a devotee of the Lord, and he used to live all alone in a cottage in the forest. Well, actually not all alone, because he had his Krishna with him. He was very meek and humble. He had no attachments for anybody or for the world. His thoughts were always filled with Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. This saint had no desires. He would live alone. He was a recluse. He would spend his whole day worshipping Krishna, and he would never ask anything from anybody. If someone gave him something, he would accept it for the service of Krishna. Other than that, he just managed. How? He had some jaggery with him, gur bolte hai na Hindi mein, jaggery and water, and he would pluck fruits from the forest. So even his Krishna would only get that offering, gur and water and fruits from the forest. Unless if somebody brought something someday and offered to them, then he would offer it to his Krishna. He would never eat anything without offering to Krishna. So his life went on that way. He was very happy, he was contented. And this saint, in fact, used to welcome everybody who visited him and offered them something to eat. He would get fruits from the forest and give it to them. And if he had no fruits sometimes, he made sure that he always had some jaggery, meaning gur, and water with him. Once it started raining quite heavily, and his jaggery supply was running low. So he thought, if I will keep eating the jaggery, what will my Krishna eat? And if somebody comes to visit me, what will he eat? So he decided that from that day, he will only drink water. And he kept the jaggery only to offer his Krishna. So he was subsisting on water and Krishna on water and gur. It kept raining. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And he was happy, he was satisfied. Krishna was watching all this. He was very happy with the surrender of the saint. But we know Krishna can also be naughty, mischievous. He also tests us so many times. He tries our resolve. So he said, this saint is good. He really has a lot of self-control and strong will. But I want to test him further. So Krishna took the form of an old Brahmin and went to the hut of the saint. And when he went inside, he sat down. He told the saint, I'm hungry. And the saint was happy that he had got the thought of saving the gur. So he offered the Brahmin the gur and water. Krishna was not satisfied with that. He said, I'm still hungry. Can I have some fruits? Now it was still raining heavily outside. But he had never said no to a guest, to a visitor. So he said, yes, I shall get you fruits. Although he was worried because he had not eaten for 3 days and he was very weak. He stepped outside. There was water all over. There were poisonous creatures in the water. But he did not get worried. He just kept chanting, Krishna, 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 Krishna. And he managed to gather some fruits and bring it back to the hut. And he offered them happily to the Brahmin. And when he kept it in front of the Brahmin said, why don't you also eat? Why don't you join me? And the saint said, I cannot do that because I have not offered the fruits to my Krishna. How can I eat without him? And the Brahmin said, your Krishna is already enjoying the fruits. Why don't you go inside and check? And when the saint went inside, he was surprised to see the fruits, the same fruits that he had offered the Brahmin were there in front of his Krishna. He was a bit puzzled. He came out. He bowed down to the saint, to the Brahmin, and said, please tell me who you are. And then Krishna appeared in front of him in his real form. He gave him his most bewitching darshan. The saint was fulfilled. He had achieved his heart's desire. He had got the divine darshan, sakshat darshan of the Lord himself. The saint had tears in his eyes. And the Lord asked him, ask me for a boon. And the saint said, Lord, I have seen you. What more can I ask for? Indeed, when the day comes that we get that divine darshan, will there be anything left for us to ask for? And the Lord offered him mukti. He tried to tempt him with mukti. And the saint said, Lord, don't tempt me. I don't want anything. For the true devotees of the Lord who are following the path of bhakti, they don't care for liberation. They don't care for hellish planets. They don't care for the heavenly planets. They just want to serve Krishna. That's all. Lord Krishna was very pleased with him. He took him along with him to his dham, to Goloka Dham, where he could be with Krishna forever, serve Krishna forever. The glories of a bhakta are undescribable. In fact, the Lord says, they are even greater than me, and even I am a slave to them. See the gopis of Vrindavan. क्या कहते हैं हिंदी में, छछिया भर छाछ पे नाच नचायो. Just for a little bit छाछ, little bit butter, makhan, they would make Krishna dance. Krishna, dance first, then we will give you makhan. Krishna, dance first, then we will give you छाछ. And he would dance happily. He did not dance for the makhan or the छाछ. There is no lack with Krishna. He has everything, but he still danced for that little butter because it had the love of the gopis behind it. if we learn to love Krishna the way the gopis loved him, the way the saint loved him and worshipped him, how can he keep himself away from even us? Thank you for listening. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. I'm sorry if I made any mistakes, but I am most unqualified to tell you kathas of Krishna. Jai 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 Sri Radhe Shyam.
Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama